Happy weekend and good evening, family. This is Troop Distract with our weekly watch this video. Just to recap last week. Last week was absolutely crazy. We had Trump stepping in with news saying he's going to offset tariff for 90 days. That caused the market to go parabolic. And in light of that, we did get some pullback and some consolidation going into Friday. So there's a lot of setups that just look good going to the upside. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. Keep in mind, we do have Powell next Wednesday, and we do have options expiration week come Friday, and we still could get some more tariff news. So you're gonna just keep that in mind and go into the next week with the idea of still using proper risk management, because that's the main thing that can save your ports in these times of uncertainty and in times of volatility as well. With that being said, I'm just going to give an overview of what the markets is looking like based on the indices. So this is the mini S&P 500 index, and we closed in an inside day last Friday. The week is still coming off the lows. We did bounce off some yearly levels, creating that fail two down on the week. So that's looking good as well. RTY, Russell Futures. I'm loving that we have a double inside, and I'm loving that we also consolidating on the daily charts as well. And if you know my saying, consolidation creates opportunity. I'm expecting some explosions. I'm expecting some strong movement to the upside next week. We also did get news that Trump would not be putting tariffs on smartphones and a lot of other electronics and chips as well. So that's going to cause tech to pop. And it's the perfect setup for it to do so coming out of consolidation. So that makes a lot of sense. Here's NASDAQ also coming out of double inside day, fell two down on the week as well. Especially with that catalyst in news, we should get a gap up going into next week. Here's YM. YM fell two down on the week and also consolidation on a daily. It's something I like to look for is bullish pennants. So just like the majors, just like the indices, we're going to get a lot of tickers that look absolutely similar. So I'm going to condense the list as much as possible. There's a lot of great setups out there. And feel free to drop your setups in the comment section or in the group as well. What I like going into next week is IWM. I like IWM not only because it's consolidating, it does have some motherboard trouble, but I don't really have too much concern about that. I'm liking a double inside day. I'm loving the consolidation. I'm also loving that we popping off some yearly levels at the bottom at 173.39. And we do have a fail two down, looking for that 2-2 rev to the upside. If we do decide to get some upside or rally back to the upside, this is a perfect entry to get in for a swing as well. It may still be volatile again, may still be volatile going to the upside. You just want to you just want to use proper risk management in terms of that. But this also can be used as a day trade as well. Been looking at the 6 hour. We got a 131 on the 6 hour with a small gap to fill, so that can go as a day trade as well with the 3-2 up to the upside. Fill the gap, easy money, or we get to the previous week high at 192.11. Easy money right there. Second ticker I'm loving is Amazon. Amazon with the fail two down the week, looking just like the indices. A lot of these tickers going to look the same. And on the daily, we have a bullish pennant and some double inside consolidation. We want calls above 187.83. We want to target the pivots. So first target being 192.65, second target being 198.34. Like the way Amazon is setting up. Month will flip green as well. We just want to get above these wicks. I can see some discrepancy or some turbulence happening around these wicks. That could be up to the price of 199. That can also be a target. That's one of our targets anyway, 198.34, 199. And we're gonna see what happens with price there. You could experience some pullback before it heads back to the upside. Next ticker I like is Google. Again, I'm looking at a lot of tech because of the news as well. Fell two down on the month with Google. Loving the way that one is looking. It's been holding the previous month lows pretty nicely at 150.66. On the week, we have an outside three with the potential to go in 3-2 up to 166.77. And last but not least, on top of the 3-2 up, we have a double inside on the daily. I absolutely love this setup. If we could just get some follow through going into next week, this would be a nice day trade or swing. I'm liking it for a swing, short-term swing. We can target 161.82 and 165.42. And then finally get the 166.77 and see what happens from there. I think it can absolutely go up to 170.63, in my opinion. But 3-2 with a double inside. Beautiful, beautiful coming out of Google. Again, we just need some follow through. Some good news going in the next week. It needs to go crazy. I like Apple. Apple showed a lot of strength on Friday, even though a lot of tickets was actually consolidating. Apple was the one that was just creeping higher and higher. I think it will have some more momentum going into next week. We do have earnings on 4/28, so we get that earnings run up as well. Let's start with the month. Month still red, trying to hammer. Week is a fail two down. It held 177.20 pretty decently. This is like some support around that area. Closed very strong. It also closed two up on a daily as well. It went 2-1-2 on the daily. And I just like the way this one looked. We could take the weekly trigger at $200.72 and then aim for that gap fill with the final target being at 219.81 and see what happens from there. I think it would get some turbulence or some pullback at that price point. But Apple looks beautiful. Gonna switch it up with some discretionary. I like HD, starting with the month. HD is hammering, still red on the month. On the week, we got a nice hammer on the week. Fell 3-2 with that 3-2-2 up to the upside, above 355.41. Last but not least, the daily is a double inside, kissing the two up on the week at 355.41. So this should be a good trade. Targets 364.14. Next target 372.31. Once we get at that price point, let's see what happens with HD around that area. That's also the monthly high as well, 372.31. So you want to keep that price point in mind. Look to the left. We most likely will get some turbulence at that price point. If you always look to the left, it's going to show you, if you ever see wicks or rejection, you can bet that it's going to happen again once we get to that price point. Price has memory. So keep that in mind. So 353 up to 372. Almost a 20-point move. That's nice. We like that. I like HD. I also like Costco. Take it from the top. Costco failed two down month. Barely Hammer kind of turns into a doji, but what stands out to me is weekly. We have a failed two down on a week. Almost went outside. It denied 995, but I like the daily as well. I like the pullback. So if I clear the chart, we have this OTE here, swing low to the swing high. We didn't dip quite back into the OTE, but I think that if we hold 942.89 and get that 212 to the upside and finally break 993.41, we could then fill this gap. We could fill this gap at the price point of 1019, and that's some nice movement to the upside. So 970 to 1019. It's a nice payday. This will go in for a short-term swing. Nice 212 to the upside right there for Costco. Shout out to Ethiopian Queen. She called Verizon coming into Friday. She probably already in Verizon. Verizon had a beautiful, beautiful setup. I also like the way that is closing right now. So if we check out this weekly, we close fail two down on the week. Looking for that 3-2 down, two up above 43.91. Not only that, the way it closed on a daily, it closed in the hammer as well. Again, consolidation create opportunity. It had a 1-3-1 and it went 1-3-1-2 and it formed the hammer actual signal. If we can clear this range, again, always look to the left. If we can clear the highs of 44.50, $44.50, I expect us to get to $45.49 or $46.19. Pretty easy. And those are targets as well. And then we can finally TTO and hit 47.36. So shout out to Ethiopian Queen. I'm liking Verizon for that entry. Set us up perfect coming out of Friday. So close above $43.91. Next tick I'm gonna talk about is Okta. I like Okta, the way Okta is setting up. Okta has a 3-1 hammer inside on the month and has the potential to flip the month green as well. This one has a major discrepancy also because these are some equal highs. So between 104 and 118, you could see some turbulence and some pullback. I like the way this one is building up, regardless or despite that range. And then again, if you look to the left some more, you can see this range has a lot of significance. So we're just gonna watch out for that. Still looking good on a quarter, looking like on the quarter green, still looking good on a month. The week has a failed two down close, very, very strong on the week. That 2-2 rev. The daily have a double inside, and this also has a pennant. And if you run down to the 6 hour, you can see that 3-1-3-1. So to me, that's beautiful. Loving Octa. Again, it may get some turbulence going into those price points I just mentioned. However, we can catch this one for a day trade. It doesn't have to be a swing. So calls above 102.74, target at 104.80. Second target could be at 106.93. And you can follow the pivots from there with 112 being a target. So already that's a bag from 102 to 112, $10 move to the upside. Get that pretty easy. Even from 102 to 106 could be a bag as well. You get a monthly contract with this one. But this does look like it has the potential to hit 118. Loving how it's setting up so far with the consolidation, with the bullish pennant. Keep this one on your radar. Shout out to Goose. He also mentioned PLTR, also a cybersecurity company, or a cloud company, just like Okta. This one has a failed two down on a month. Also trying to hammer at the moment. And the weekly have a three, outside three. So you want that 3-2 on the week. I do see some discrepancies or potential pullback happening around $98.17. So right around here, you could see some issues coming around there. But I believe if we could get above these equal highs or buy side liquidity, we could eventually get to 125, back up to 125. I can see that happening. I'm loving the double inside. Anything that got a double inside has my attention, especially coming off the lows. You just want to be, again, just watch out for 98.17. Be patient with this one. But this setup looks phenomenal, in my opinion. Coming out this consolidation, we do have a 131 as well. And I believe this one can pop up to 93.40 pretty easily. So I would take calls above 90.78 to the top here. And I would aim for 93.40 and then eventually aim to 98.17. See what happens from there. You could get a slight pullback. Don't panic. Get above that is a lot of space and opportunity for PLTR to eventually get the 109, the 115 back up. This one deserve a monthly or 2 months out as well. You could grab 2 weeks out if you want the quick gains, but if you want the long-term gains, get a monthly on this one, right? $88 to back to 125 is a trip. 88 alone back to 98 is a $10 move up, so that's a bag in itself. So play how you want to play it along your portfolio. 88 to 109 is nice as well. That's a bag. So that being said, hope you have a beautiful weekend. Again, I'm just keeping this list a little condensed because there's a lot of other good setups out there. Can't catch everything, but you want to catch the ones that stand out the most to you, and that's a part of your system. With that being said, you have a great weekend and peace out.